Welcome to the Data Protection Laws presentation. Please note, this material is not intended to substitute legal advice from lawyers or legal counsels. Viewers of this video presentation should not act upon any information contained herein without first consulting a legal counsel in your company. This is not intended to constitute legal advice or to substitute for obtaining legal advice. Do not use any of this material as a substitute for legal advice. Businesses have legal obligations to protect data. Currently, over 50 countries already have data protection laws, while other countries are working to introduce data protection laws. In addition, businesses are also subject to other data protection obligations under a business contract, which commonly requires protection of certain information. Data protection laws generally mandate collectors of personal information to take reasonable measures to secure the information from unauthorized access, acquisition, use or destruction. In addition, some data protection laws require notification of data security breaches to those who are affected. There are over 50 countries that already have data protection laws. If your company is doing business in one of those countries that have data protection laws, your company is subject to the data protection laws. Although your business is not in those countries, your business can still be subject to the data protection laws of those countries when your company has a partner, or customers, or a branch office in those countries. There are consequences of non-compliance. Some of these regulations call for civil and criminal penalties for non-compliance, such as fines, auditing and even jail terms. Let's take a look at some data protection laws in each country. First, in U.S., United States has numerous data protection laws. For example, the California Senate Bill, Sarbanes-Oxley, HIPAA. In UK, the Data Protection Act requires protecting personal data. India has the Information Technology Act 2000. Japan has the Personal Information Protection Act. Europe has European Union Data Protection Directive. Canada has the Personal Information Protection and Electronic Documents Act. France has the Financial Security Law. In Spain, the Royal Decree 994 or 199 mandates a regulation for securing computer files with personal information. In Norway, the Personal Data Regulations require data protection and mandate a regular audit on security measures of data. In Australia, the National Privacy Principles provides data protection rules, and mandates destroying of data that is no longer needed, to avoid disclosure. Singapore has the Code of Corporate Governance, which provides the examination of internal controls done by financial institutions. Hong Kong has the Personal Data Ordinance. Korea has the Act on Promotion of Information and Communications Network Utilization, and Data Protection of 2000. Here you can find data protection laws in each country. In addition to legal obligation, there is another source of data protection obligations for business. Business contracts typically require protection of sensitive business data of parties involved in the contracts. For example, a business contract with the government usually mandates protection of taxpayers' personal information. A business contract with a corporation usually requires protection of the customer data and proprietary business information. In summary, businesses have data protection obligations under the laws. Although your country may not have data protection laws, your company can still be subject to the data protection laws of other countries if you do business with those countries. Some data protection laws call for civil and criminal penalties for non-compliance. For more info, visit www.inspice.com.